Good morning. I can't hear you. For some reason, I can't hear you.
How about now? Can you
Okay,
hear?
now I can hear you. I can hear you now.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. We are so happy. We're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. Let me tell you exactly what we're going to get into tonight so that you can understand what this webinar is about. We have been marketing hard for the past week and will be all month about the power of webinars and how they can actually go ahead and impact your business. Now, I know a lot of you are probably doing webinars for your business, but if you're having a hard time with people not showing up, if you're having a problem with them trying to register, if you're having a problem with them buying, these are the things that you want to go ahead and get solved tonight. Because what we're going to do is we're going to open up our business to you. We're going to show you exactly the 3 funnels that we use all combined in one to go ahead and build a funnel where my partner and I actually sell thousands and thousands of dollars on webinars. And he's going to actually show you the proof. Now, the key to this is the little things that you do in between your funnel to go ahead and get the people to show up. And we're going to talk about that tonight. So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you pull out a pen and paper, that you actually take notes, because one of the things that we want to be able to focus on is the fact that all of us want to be able to do well in our business, right? We want to be able to grow and get to the next level. But in order to do that, we must be able to know how we can go ahead and move forward. Now, sometimes we focus on if we get more leads, we'll be able to get more people to show up, and then that will be the answer to our problems. Where really, if you don't understand what the cracks in your funnels are, then you do not know how to fix it so you can increase your ROI. So tonight, we're going to focus on that, and you'll be able to see live exactly what you want to do. So I hope you have your pen and paper handy, and let's go ahead and get it going. Titch, are you there to go ahead and get started?
Yes, I'm right here.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and you can take over the screen and you can do what it is that you need to do, okay?
Give me the screen, give me the screen, give me the screen.
There you go. And it's all you.
Okay, can you, let me just see. I like to share my entire screen, and it always messes things up. Right now, I'm sitting in the dark. It's 3 a.m. here in South Africa. Can you guys hear me nicely? I always like to ask that.
We can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so give me one second. I'm just trying to. Okay, and yours truly has got everything working. So what you see on my screen is something which I'm going to go over. Why should you listen to me? Why should you be listening to this African guy with a funny accent who said he's currently sitting in the dark? So what I like to do is to take you on a journey where some of us have been and where we are right now. I personally believe that if a person cannot show you exactly where they've been, there's no point in following them to where they are going, right? So guys, who am I and why should you listen to me? Why should you care? My name is Teach the Great, or Teach the wrong one, but I go by the name Teach the Great. Originally from South Africa, that's where I am right now. I've been based in the United States for the past 8 or so years. And in the 8 years, I've failed just like everyone else, and I've seen success like everyone else. But I have had the pleasure of failing more than anyone else out there. I started my first business in 2008, and from 2008 to 2010, I only made $100. That was it, nothing else. $100. I was full time, and I was right now it says unable to reach Google Task. Guys, can you hear me? Gloria, can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly. Continue.
Okay, cool. So in end of 2010, I was introduced to a guy by the name of Dagan, and he's the first person to show me exactly how you can make money online. I remember sitting on a 2-hour webinar, and I was like, oh man, this is exciting. And he had over 400 people on that particular webinar, and he sold a $497 product, and over 100 people purchased. So just by that, I was sold. So fast forward a few months, I started working with him. And one of the things which he said, if you've got an irresistible offer and you master traffic and you put your offer in front of a targeted audience, you can never fail. So I spent the next couple of years focusing on traffic, and 2012 was a big year for me. I managed to do very well, and beginning of 2013, that's what you are looking at on my screen right now. What I started doing was I was in an MLM company. That was a multi-level marketing company. I got each and every person who was in my organization to contribute. It was $250 to start off with for one share, and you could buy up to 3 different shares. And if you look on my screen, you'll see almost each and every day of the week, we had traffic going out. We were placing solo ads, spending money on Facebook, spending money on YouTube. We were spending money everywhere. So let's just go to the next month. February, you can see our marketing budgets were getting bigger and bigger. The reason they were getting bigger and bigger was because the size of the organization was getting bigger and bigger. Each and every new recruit, what do you think we did? We turned around and asked them to what? Jump in with us, contribute $250 per share. And guess what? We started, the bigger we got, we started doing webinars. You can see almost, we were doing this webinar there. This was a trading webinar there, product selling webinar. Almost every other day, we had to put people on webinars. So over that time frame, I got really, really good at doing webinars. And that is a skill which I managed to turn around and go to all my leaders and what? Teach them the formula. It was an easy formula. An easy formula. And now I would love to turn around and teach you. Now, at the end of April, let me just show you. At the end of April, I was approached to start a company called iMarkets Live. iMarkets Live was a network marketing company which was in the Forex niche. It's still open to this day, but they are not doing as well. So iMarkets Live, as you can see, we went to work for iMarkets Live, and for 3 months, everything was shut down. We did not do anything with iMarkets Live. We were focused on just building. Then with iMarkets Live, I turned around and I started promoting for them. And what I'm about to show you right now are some of the results from that company. So when we launched that company, the first thing which we did was we did over 156,000 in 4 days. In straight 4 days, we did over 156,000 without any super affiliates. Then that was from the 1st of July. Why does it always get pixelated when I expand? That was from the 1st of July to the 4th of July. Then let's go to by the 16th of July. I don't know how these things are getting pixelated. By the 16th of July, this was the 18th of July, sorry, we were doing close to 100,000 a day. You can see here the average transaction was 1,500, and on this particular day alone, we had 61 transactions. 61 transactions. Ask yourself, how can a person do like 61 transactions in one day? It was through webinars. When you can get massive amounts of people in one room focused on you, like right now we are presenting us, Gloria and I, to many people as opposed to one-on-one. So this one, the total, it's almost, I think, 91,500, right? So that's the power of webinars. I know you say, okay, Teach, I'm starting to really warm up to you. I can see you've had a couple of results, but what are you doing now? Okay, I hear you. What are we doing right now? So let's pull out some more screenshots. Right now, right, the first thing I'm going to pull up, right, as you can see, on this particular day, we had over 1,000 people join our list. We've got 3 different lists. We use Aweber and Aweber, Get Response, and Active Campaign, right? And we've got multiple lists, right? So that's one. Let's close that. Let's bring another one, right? This one was a screenshot from one of our webinars which we just recently did. This one we've got multiple platforms. This one was in a software called Webinar Gem, which is the one which we're using right now. We had over 2,001 people, unique people who saw our capture page. We had over 1,300 who signed up with this. That's a 65% sign up rate, right? We had a show up rate of 52%. You can ask some of the industry leaders, they will tell you a 52% show up rate is unheard of. Average is around 25%. That is if you are good with your follow up. Then our replay had over 32% people on the replay, right? And those numbers are really, really impressive if you know the industry averages. So how do we get so many people on the what? On our live presentations? Those are some of the things which I'm going to walk you through. You will see our funnel and how we do it, and it will just make sense. So let me bring out another screenshot. Let's close this one up. Close this one up. Another screenshot. This one was in a software called Easy Webinar. Easy Webinar does automated webinars. So registered 2343, showed up 1411, and those who watched the replay presentation, 1,089. All these numbers are very, very good if you know the industry averages. So these are some of the things we want to show you. And December was a tough month for us. We did over 342,000. You can see the 26th of December, we made almost nothing. So guys, let me show you the funnel which we actually use. Let me walk you through exactly what we use to get people to show up to our things. And if you implement a similar system, I've got no doubt that you will see similar results, because it doesn't only work for us, it works for multiple people. And also, one of the things which I can tell you right now is we don't get or focus on warm traffic, then we come and show you the results based on warm traffic. Most of the traffic which you get is actually cold traffic. Imagine if you can get cold traffic to show up to your webinars. So let me just show you something. One of the things which we do, right, we do a lot of promoted posts, right? One of the promoted posts, let me show you an example of a promoted post which we are actually doing. There's one right here. This one right here. And this is completely to cold traffic, completely to cold traffic. So we get people to read a long post, and this like pre-sells them on us being knowledgeable about the subject. Then when they click through, we put them through a funnel which does specific things, and that's what I'm going to show you. So my question to you is, I know with Webinar Gem, your comments will be delayed by, is it 30 seconds? I'm just going to ask a question. How many of you would love to see the exact funnel we use to get cold traffic on a webinar, pre-sold on us, excited to learn from us, even if they didn't know us 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, or yesterday, or even 30 minutes ago? Because people will not come to your webinar if they don't think you're a celebrity or you're a person who knows what they are talking about. So, Gloria, there should be some comments for me. Are there any comments or questions before I jump into the actual funnel? I don't like, guys, as you can see, I don't have PowerPoints and whatever. I don't use those. I don't like PowerPoints. I like to show you exactly what I do, how I do it, so that you can actually see it, right? So, Gloria, any questions for me before I jump into the funnel?
No, people said that they're ready. They're ready to see. They're ready to see what's going on.
Okay, excellent. And guys, before I jump into the funnel, do you feel that based on what I just showed you, you are comfortable in getting someone like me to show you what I'm using? And are you open to using a similar system? I know most of you, you just met me. You have never heard of this short, bald guy. You've never heard of my accent. Are you in a position to say, you know what? I think this guy is onto something. I think if I implement a similar thing, I might get some decent results. Unfortunately for me, I'm a bit on the lazy side. I did not even configure some polls. I should have been asking you if you've done some webinars before and just checking the poll results, but I'm not going to worry about that. So guys, let's get into this, right? Like I said, we use Active Campaign. What I'm going to walk you through is one of the funnels which we use. There are 3 different funnels which we take people through. It's very important. There are 3 different funnels which we take people through. So what we do is we email to our list, or when you enter our autoresponder, respond to any of our ads, you get added to an autoresponder. And what happens is we've got 3 different products which we rotate. So day 1, it will say, oh, welcome. We do small talk, right? Day 2, we introduce ourselves and go over what you should expect from us. Then day 3, we offer you, let's say, our traffic webinar. How would you like to learn more about generating high quality traffic, right? We send you 3 emails all about traffic. If you don't register from any of the emails about traffic, what we do, we stop talking about traffic. Now we know that you are not interested. We move you into another sequence where we start talking about, let's say, conversions, for instance, right? How to convert more sales, how to, if there you get also 3 emails. If you do not register for that, we know, okay, this person is not interested, then we go to a different topic. But all of the things are designed to lead you into a webinar funnel. So you would enter this funnel, for instance, you are going to be tagged new lead, right? Then you are going to start receiving some emails just to introduce ourselves. One of the things which you see, our emails go out based on the lead's local time zone. We have found that between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., your own local time, that's when you are most likely to what? Engage with our emails. So we only send the emails in the subscribers' local time. Then after that, we start promoting our webinars, getting you to register for a webinar. So what happens here, if you don't register for the webinar, we move you into a funnel, right? We move you into a separate funnel just to try to get you to register. You get one email. This is the second email, sorry, because you will have received one already. Second email and third email. If you don't register there, we know you are not interested. We end the automation. What we do, we move you into a completely different funnel and try to get you to register for that particular webinar. But our whole business is based on webinars. So let's say you actually register for the webinar. What happens then? We then remove the initial tag. Now we know that you registered for the webinar. So we send a broadcast. The broadcast is just to give you access to a mini course, and what we tag you, right? When you are tagged, you're going to receive your mini course. The mini course, it's 3 different videos which are going to indoctrinate and pre-sell you on the webinar. Let's say it's an email marketing webinar. So the first video could be about the best subject lines to use in order to get your emails opened up, right? Then towards the end of that short video, we edify why you need to come on the live webinar, right? So if, let's say, you don't click, you don't open the first video, right, we we continue sending it to you until you watch it. Because why? We know if you consume all of our materials before getting on the actual live webinar, guess what? You are already pre-sold on us being experts, and also you are familiar with us. Like, for instance, I've got an accent, right? If you go through 3 videos of me teaching you something cool, something valuable, right? You are now indoctrinated about my accent. You know my accent. There's no shock anymore, right? You know, okay, this brother knows what he's talking about. As opposed to now, you jump onto my webinar, you completely don't know about me, and you go, is this guy from Nigeria or whatever? You know, how people are they'll stereotype you and all those things. So for me, because of the accent, I have to do way more than a typical person. That's why I came up with this funnel, and the funnel has been working well for us. So now they get 2 more opportunities to watch the first video. If they don't watch the first video, no big deal. Guess what? We move them and they get to be moved to video 2, right? Video 2, again, the same process happens. If they watch the video, they are moved to the yes side. If they don't, they what? We send 2 more emails. The emails are to try to get them to watch that video also, right? Then we continue with the funnel. Now, then the next email is to try to get them to watch the last video, but now we are now focused more on the live webinar as opposed to what? Those videos. Remember, those videos are just to position us and build familiarity. How do you say it? Familiarity. Yeah, familiarity.
You have me saying it wrong. Familiarity. Look.
I speak 12 different languages, so guys, forgive me, right? So now, any questions so far, guys? I do not want this to be confusing. I don't want this to be confusing, but do not underestimate what it takes to convert a person into a sale. There are a lot of moving parts, and guess what? If you understand what I'm going through, everything will be like taking candy from babies. It's so easy, guys, right? Yes, there are a lot of moving parts, but it's easy. It's absolutely easy. And guys, later on, I'll show you exactly how you can actually get the same funnels which Gloria and myself use, right? I'm not showing you some PowerPoints and all those things. Right now, I'm logged on into our active campaign. I'm actually logged into the active campaign, and I'm walking through something which has made us a lot of money. And for those people who don't know our track record, myself
I guess Titch actually cut off, so I'm gonna see when he actually comes back on to see if we can actually go ahead and get things going. So let me see if I can go ahead and do this right quick. I apologize, guys. We had some technical difficulties before, but we're gonna see if we can actually go ahead and get it back up. I hope everybody was actually paying attention to exactly what he was saying. And let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Because what I want you guys to understand, and we'll actually talk until he gets back online to actually show you the funnel and really get you engaged, is the fact that we all know that we try to go ahead and make money using webinars. And the biggest problem that we have is people would register, but once they register, they don't show up. And as you can see with our funnel, the tweak that you have to do for that is that you have to have something in the middle, okay? You have to have that email and you have to have that SMS broadcast in order to go ahead and remind them that it's happening and it's going on, because they understand that they register for it, but at the same time, they still have other stuff that's going on. So what you want to do is you want to interrupt that pattern that they have so that they can go ahead and feel like they need to go ahead and attend the webinar. Here's the thing that nobody would tell you, okay? When you are writing that email and when you are sending out that broadcast, you have to go ahead and really harp on the pain or harp on the pleasure that they're going to receive when they come on your webinar. If you do not do that, you will not be successful. You will have to tell them exactly what they will lose if they do not go ahead and attend this webinar, or what they will gain if they do. Now, if you're not doing any of those things, then you're not going to get the people to actually show up, because people associate things where they're trying to move away from pain or they want to move closer to pleasure, and we know that. So whatever your product or service is, and you're trying to go ahead and get the people to come out to the webinar to take a look at what it is that you're offering, you got to be able to associate your product and service with those two things. If that doesn't happen, then that's the reason why that they're not going to actually go ahead and show up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and see if I can log into Active Campaign myself and go ahead and continue where he left off, so we could go ahead and get this webinar going for you, so you can just get some nuggets, okay? And we could go ahead and move on from there. So let's see if I can go ahead and log in myself.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Back. He's back. Okay. Yes, we can hear you. So
I apologize. My internet just dropped. That's one of the things which I need to even mention. You need to have a co-host.
correct.
Sometimes you need to have a co-host. Otherwise, you will be by yourself.
Okay. Well,
You
go
will
ahead
be
and take it
by
away.
yourself. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where was I before I disappeared? Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Can you see it now?
Nope, not yet. Yep. Yes, I can.
What do you see?
I see the active campaign, nice and open.
Okay, excellent. Okay, we were moving to the live webinar now, right? When you move to the live webinar, do not take for granted just because, let's say, 1,000 people registered doesn't mean 1,000 people are going to show up, right? Traditionally, you'll be lucky to get 25% of people to show up. So what you do is you send an email an hour before, which is absolutely normal. Now, what we like to do is we like to send a voice broadcast an hour before, and in exactly 10 minutes into the webinar, 10 minutes after you have started the webinar, I'll say it one more time, 10 minutes after you have started the webinar, you send an SMS and you say, we have just finished the boring introduction. Now we are getting into the meaty stuff. So this is the time to jump on. You're going to see a big bump. Over 50% of your audience will jump on then. So that is something which is extremely, extremely important. Then we go live. After you go live, guess what? If people don't show up, you need to get them into a sequence where you take them through a second webinar. Don't send out a replay. Take them through a second webinar where they actually need to register and show up on that webinar as live. Don't send them immediately to a replay. So after that one, guess what? You move them into the funnel as if, like here, you remember people who showed up, you move them this side, and those who showed up, you don't get them to re-register for another webinar and take them through the sequence. You give them a replay, right? So also these people, after they've gone through the second anchor webinar, guess what? You take them to a replay, so they get to see it again, even more than those people who saw it right away initially, right? So the replay, you give a bonus. So it's a replay, then you give the replay plus a bonus. Now you're giving them a reason to watch it again, right? In annual, what's the term? An unannounced bonus, right? And the reason for them to watch the replay. Then guess what? After the bonus, bring them again to another live webinar presentation. What are you going to talk about on this live presentation? You are going through just a Q&A session, right? You're giving them more reasons they should be buying, and guess what? 70% of your sales actually come from this Q&A webinar sessions. And after the Q&A webinar session, you announce that you are closing it down on that live Q&A session, that they've got 24 hours and it will be done and dusted, right? You're going to get 70% of your sales on the Q&A webinar. And guys, that is exactly what we use to get a lot of people on our webinars, to get people pre-sold on us before they even show up on the webinars, and to get people to buy what we are selling, even though they didn't know us 3-4 days prior. And guys, I know this might sound like a lot, right? It's really not a lot. If you are serious about your business, this is exactly what you need to do, the kind of funnel which you need to have. Now, one of the things which I can tell you, a lot more people are doing webinars now. So it is now more and more challenging. Everyone says, who's this person and why should we listen to them? If you are not one of those celebrity marketers, this is what you need to do now. If you are not making money from your webinars, this is the reason you are not making money from your webinars. I hope it makes sense. I hope you're starting to see exactly what it takes. I hope you got some aha moments. Gloria, did I do justice to our funnel? Was I clear enough? And I apologize for the internet dropping. Guys, I'm in Africa. Our internet is not the best, but we do try with what we have.
Yes, but I was telling everybody that, you know, when you're sending out your broadcasts and when you're sending out your emails and everything, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and speak to the pain or the pleasure of what you're going to do on your webinars. And when it comes to your presentations, your presentation must have that pain and that pleasure inside of it. Okay? Because if your webinar does not have that kind of stuff, then the people really don't know how to logically go ahead and associate you and your product with if they should buy or not. You know, I was listening to a recording today, a training today, and one of the things that the person said is that you need to be able to associate your product with pain or pleasure. And you need to do that in different ways. You need to do that through your presentation. You need to do it verbally. You need to do it through your emails. You need to do it in as many forms as you can. So when you're trying to get people on your webinar, the main thing that you need to focus on is what are the things that they will not gain if they don't come? Because that will go ahead and make them come. You send out the broadcast, but what you put inside the broadcast to get them to come is the thing that's most important. Okay? And those things are, here are the reasons why you should join tonight. Because you will learn 1, you will learn 2, you will learn 3, so you can go ahead and get an end result that they're looking for. You have to be able to know what your niche is, and you need to be able to understand and know exactly what their wants are, not what their needs are, but what their wants are, so that you can go ahead and speak to those things. If you do not really understand your target market, if you're not sure, you know, who your target market is, then it will show in your results of your webinar. It will show in your attendance, because a lot of people would not be able to make a logical excuse in their head as to why they would show up. They would use work as an excuse. They would use, they forgot. They would use all of these things. And what you want to do is you want to actually have those things together so you know how to speak to people. So that is very important. And yes, Titch, you hit on all of the things, all of the techniques that they should use, but the psychology of it is the real thing that's important. And so when you took a look at our funnel, I hope that you compare that to yours to see where you need to actually adjust. As you can see, you know, Titch allowed you to go ahead and see the different tags. He allowed you to see how we add and remove people, because what we're doing is we're going by people's behavior. What we call it is a behavior funnel, where we'll be able to adjust to the behaviors of the people as far as how they respond to us, because that will allow us to know exactly where they are in our sales process or sales cycle. So yes, you were on point to just to say all that stuff.
Okay. Now I want to invite um, people who are seriously looking to do some incredible things with webinars. I know what I covered today was a lot. Um, I covered some amazing things, but even though I covered all these different things, it's, I believe there's a big learning curve. It's not as easy, like one webinar is not going to give you all the tools which you need. So my partner and I, we are doing something special. We've been doing it for a while, and this is the first time we actually reaching out to bring in more people. We are giving people an opportunity to literally steal our funnels. Like I said, we've got 3 different funnels. This was just one, right? What if a person says yes? What happens then? Is it do they just buy your product and that's it? Or do we take them through another more advanced funnel with more automations, with more cool surprises along the way for them, right? Do we create what we call a downsell path if they say no? Is there an upsell path from that downsell path? These are some of the things which we would love to go through with you in a more advanced setting, because we know money is in the back end. They say amateurs focus on the front end, professionals focus on the back end. We will show you how to create an airtight back end. So, Gloria, do you want to talk a little bit about our mastermind, what people can expect, and the kind of person we are looking for before I go through the breakdown of what is involved in the mastermind?
Sure, no problem. And guys, what we're looking for is we're looking for actually people who want to do very well in their business, who want to go from that 5,000 to the 10,000 to 20 to up to 100,000 and beyond. One of the things that we understand is that we know how to put a funnel together, test that funnel, and find those little cracks in the funnel, like we said before. And what we're doing right now is we're only taking at least 30 people into this mastermind for the month of February only, to go ahead and really take a look at your funnel, find the corrections, and actually help you escalate your business, like drive your business up in sales. We will take a look at your presentation. We will see where we can improve, and we'll go ahead and start to change those things so you can do better in your business, and also improve your show up rates, and also improve your retention rates. Now, what we do ask is that we only look for those serious people. So we do ask that you have to be 100% serious about this, because we understand that when you're building an online business, or if you've been online for a while, one of the things that you need to do is go through different tests. And if you're not willing to go ahead and do that, then you're not the person that we're looking for. We're looking for that person that we can actually help build their business and potentially actually partner with in our business, so we can actually make more money and grow together. So I'm going to let Titch tell you the exact breakdown of that, but please keep that in mind. If you are ready to take your business to the next level, if you're ready to go ahead and move your business from one stage to the other, then we want to invite you to be in our mastermind, and Titch will give you the detailed breakdown of that. But just keep in mind that when you make this commitment, this is a serious commitment, and definitely your business will actually turn around. So go ahead, Titch, and let us know what's going on.
Okay, you should be able to see my screen because I'm just playing around with this document.
I can.
Can you see? You can see it?
I can see it.
Okay. This is actually the document. This was intended just for me. right? I've got another version which is for everyone. So this one, you see a lot of errors. I'm just trying to correct some errors. One of the things which you know about myself personally, I am an open book. I don't try to be some guru sitting on top of a mountain or whatever. I keep it real. And a lot of people connect with me because I keep it real. There's no like fancy PowerPoint and whatever. This is it. This is what you're going to get. And I want you to see it, the actual offer, without any fancy things to cloud your judgment. So we've got a 6-week webinar mastery boot camp. In the 6 weeks, this is what you're going to learn. 1, how to create webinar funnel maps and flowcharts. Basically what it is, we help you create one massive funnel like the one which you just saw, and broken down into 3 different products. Then you're going to see our high converting, how to create a high converting webinar presentations. This is very, very important. You can get thousands of people on your webinar. If the actual presentation is bad, guess what? No one is going to buy from you. You have to do it in a certain way, right? You need to keep it engaging. That's one of the things. I don't use PowerPoints. I read very slowly, right? And I get stuck on one particular slide, and like you saw, I struggle pronouncing certain words. So I'm not even going to try to be reading PowerPoint right through the presentation. 3, we're going to create an irresistible offer. You can have, once again, thousands of people on your webinar. You can have an exciting webinar, but if the offer itself is weak, no one's going to want to buy it, right? Then we're also going to go through advanced automations, logic, and we're going to go through taggings. I'm going to cover all of those things. Week 5, we're going to go through traffic and split testing. You saw I'm very good when it comes to traffic. Getting people, a lot of people on my offers has been a strong point. Then 6, we're going to do scaling up an offer and positioning yourself to affiliates. You're going to get 3 hours one-on-one via Skype, where we actually look at your offer and actually tell you what to change, look at your presentation, look at different things. You get to decide how you want to use those 3 hours. Every Wednesday, we do group meetings. This is where we do the live trainings, where we do the actual breakdowns. Then in May, we do webinar boot camps in Atlanta. You get 1 ticket to that. So this is the actual breakdown of the actual offer. Week 1, we create the funnel and the flow charts. We're going to end up with a main funnel path, upsell path, downsell path. We create the various capture pages which are needed, the sales presentation pages. We connect all the autoresponders, the CRM, and the cart. We also do all of the pixels. That's in week 1. Week 2, we focus on the presentation itself, right? This one, if you go to Speaking Empire, what we go through with you over the 6 week, they charge you $12,000 for 1 day only, right? We will do this 3-story formula. We do what we call retention hooks to get people to stay all the way to the end of your webinar. We do the open and closed loops. These are the things which keep your webinar exciting. We do offer staking, which builds value for your offer. Week 3, we do automations, advanced automation logic. Okay, this is, I saw the mistake, logistic. No, it's logic. The logic, it's when you say if a person does this, this has to happen. If a person does not do this, this has to happen. It's the when logic, the what if logic, the then logic. That's when we also create, set up the SMS system, and we also set up the voice broadcast system, right? You can see the values next to it. If you have to figure it out yourself or get someone to do it, to set it up for you, if you do it through Infusionsoft, the the reps, they normally charge about 2,500 to set it up for you. We will go through all of that together over the 6-week period. Then week 4, I showed you what I'm good at, getting a lot of eyeballs in front of our offers. We go through traffic and split testing. Over that week, we go over the right traffic, the buyer traffic, how to increase conversions, when to split test. And this is where we go over the pages which you have to split test, right? So that is priceless. I should have put priceless, not 995. Then week 5, we go scaling up and positioning yourself to your affiliates. This is where you attract those top affiliates. That's how you're going to turn your offer into $1 million offer. This is something which is absolutely important. And I can tell you right now, most of those so-called gurus right now, without super affiliates, they wouldn't be where they are right now. They utilize a lot of affiliates, right? So we'll go over when to turn it up and all those things. Because if you just scale up an offer without doing the right things or without doing certain things, your business is going to be shut down. The most dangerous thing to your business right now is a successful business. So that is very, very important. And week 6, I always forget this one. I just added this. That's why you can see it just says call center setup. We actually set you up through a call center, and we go over scripts and things like that. This is absolutely important. When you've got webinar funnel, you need to call people twice, one before they attend the webinar and one after the webinar. And by the way, guys, someone's going to call you, and they're going to call you to check how you found this webinar. Was it valuable? Was it worth your time? So it's very, very, very important that you understand why everything is done. So to recap, it's going to be 6 weeks. Week 1, we go over creating the actual funnel. Week 2, we create the high converting webinar presentation. Week 3, the automations. Week 4, traffic and split testing. Week 5, scaling up and positioning yourself to super affiliates. Week 6, call center. How much do we charge for that? I'm not going to beat around the bush. Normally it's 5,000, but you've got an opportunity to get in right now for 2,500. You also get a ticket to our live event. That alone, the live event, typically you're not going to get to our live event without paying 5,000. We normally, it's a small little room. We sit with a few people, and guess what? We get to break down your funnels and really oil them up. Gloria, do you want to add anything? Did I miss anything? So in order to be a part of this, you have to apply. We just don't take anybody. You have to apply. In fact, let me give you access to it. You see, just click where it says fill the form. Once you hit fill the form, I will look at exactly how you filled in the form. If I like what you are talking about or what you are saying there, and if you bring some value to the group, because it's actually a mastermind. Some of the people which we mastermind with end up being their affiliates, and we help them promote, and we collaborate like that. So it is very important that we've got the right people to be in the mastermind. So Gloria, let's put you back on the screen. Let's get you talking. I've said my piece.
Okay, that's no problem. And, you know, guys, I just want to thank you guys for being here. What we want to be able to show you is that we do take it seriously when it comes to helping people with their funnels and their business. I know it was a lot of information, and I know it was a little bit extensive, but this is the thing that I want you to understand. We are very serious about helping you correct the things that is wrong inside of your funnel. The bottom line is that the reason why we do what we do is because we want to be able to enjoy that freedom. We want to be able to not go to that job. We want to be able to provide for our family and take a vacation when we want to, do the things that we want to do. And in order to do that, entrepreneurship is the way. And in order to continue to be an entrepreneur, we have to be able to continuously learn and figure out how we can actually grow our business. And if you are using the power of webinars, we are giving you the opportunity to find out how you can actually fix your funnel and then help you develop the new process and everything that you need to do in order to go ahead and do well. So I really hope that you take advantage of this offer, that you go ahead and fill it out. If you need additional information, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put our Skype on here. And I want you to go ahead and actually Skype us, okay? Now, Chris, I know you're saying, what is Active Campaign? Active Campaign is a CRM and it's a lead generation source. Active Campaign is something that you would need. And let me tell you why. The reason why we use Active Campaign is because once you create a customer, Chris, what you want to do is you want to find out more about that customer, and you want to keep track of what they've purchased from you. Because once you have that inside of your Active Campaign, now Aweber doesn't do that. GetResponse doesn't do that. But Active Campaign gives you an autoresponder and it gives you a CRM. When you keep track of what your customers are buying, you actually know what to sell to them. And you can set up funnels that will sell them similar products or something that they can use that will be of a good complement to what they already purchased. Now, you will not know that unless you have a CRM, and it will allow you to follow up with them, call them, and do all of this stuff and send them surveys and polls and all of that. So we use that Active Campaign not only to have our funnels, but also to go ahead and keep a record of what our customers are doing, because it makes it easy to sell to them. So I hope that really worked out for you and I answered your question. But really, that's why we use it, because it's very important to us, so we know where our customers are going, what they're interested in, and what they like. So again, we're only here to go ahead and help you find out what will work best for you. I say take advantage of the offer. And let's go ahead and take a look at your business. Let's help you get to that next level. Let's go ahead and, see where the holes are. And let's go ahead and fill those holes, and let's go ahead and make the money that you're trying to make. I mean, if somebody's offering you the help, why not take it, right? Why not take it? Let's go ahead and use the power of influence in all of your emails, in all of your broadcasts, to go ahead and get the people to show up. Let's go ahead and put the technology together for your funnel, not the basic one. See, a lot of people get stuck with that, where they just use the basic funnel, capture page, sign up page, and then send a couple of emails to get people to come, to your webinar. It is more intricate than that. You have to call people. You have to send SMS. You have to be able to relate to them, especially if they're new and you're driving cold traffic, like Titch said. If it's warm traffic, you might have a little bit of an advantage because they already know you, they warmed up to you and everything. But if you're running cold traffic and you're running strictly advertising to your capture page, you have to have a branding strategy early to warm the people up in order to get them to show up on your webinar. And as Titch said, you use that through SMS, you use it through emails, and you use it through phone calls. And you just have that 10-minute chat, you send that text message, and you also go ahead and send that warm email so that they can show up on your webinars. So guys, take advantage of it. Fill it out, add us on Skype. Go ahead and fill out the information so we know exactly what business you're in, and let's go ahead and make it happen. So that's all I have to say, Titch. Anything else?
Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate this. And one of the things is, you've got an opportunity to really have a high converting funnel, and there's very few things I can think of which would be a good investment more than this. It has done wonders, and this also incorporates an automated funnel. So you might be on a beach, and guess what? It's working hard for you. So thank you for being here, and I apologize for some of the hiccups. It's technology. It comes with the territory, and guess what? You just roll with the punches, and we'll see you inside. Gloria, I'm going to bed. It's 4 a.m. right now.
All right, guys.
So, guys,
Thank you so much for coming out, guys, and we'll see you in the next webinar. See you later. Bye.
Bye.